Hey there, friends. I hope that all of you are having a happy Monday moon day and that you are feeling good and positive and hopeful in spite of, all the stuff we hear. Remember, you are in charge of yourself and you can make you feel better and you can develop good habits that make you feel better. There's never been probably a more important time to take responsibility of yourself than during the thing that we're going through. So we'll talk about more of that in just a minute. I've got 2 new journals to go in the shop today. This is this fabric. This journal sold out before it even got to the store. So I thought we would do another one. Big thanks to my pal Mary, who got this, who got the first one. We're going to call this Botanical Beauty 2 because she got Botanical Beauty 1. And then I really do love this fabric, the blues, the browns, the greens, the yellows. So we'll talk about that one in just a minute. I'm going to reach over here and kind of turn my oscillating fan on. Maybe we'll go for a low setting. It just all of a sudden got hot. It's kind of funny how when you turn 60 or 50 you just all of a sudden get hot. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. Let's go through our Botanical Beauty 2 and check her out. She is about 4.5 inches thick. Lots of hairy paper clips, fibers, fabrics for y'all to play with up here. A beautiful bead spine that incorporated the colors of the journal with the bead spine as well. Thanks to so many of you who have sent me your awesome bead collections. You guys have sent me necklaces and bracelets and all kinds of things for me to tear up and repurpose, which I just love, love, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Let's talk about this closure. Now, it is a purple butterfly. We have Miss C to thank for these. They're absolutely beautiful. Anytime that we have a closure that is not a round closure, sometimes she's fussy. But honestly, the aesthetic value of that purple butterfly as a closure was just not to be missed on this journal. So let me show you how we're going to open her. We're going to kind of squeeze her down, and then you kind of have to just be a little bit fussy with the way that you take off your stretchy string. Okay, so we can always talk about journals. We can use them like this. We can use them as vertical file folders just sitting on our desk. They make a great addition to, they are decor items when you really do look at it. Now, this is the best kind of decor because it is not only functions as a beauty piece, it also functions as something that is interactive that someone can play with, take off your shelf and play with, or pick up from the table and play with. So let's take a look at what we have here. Of course, we have our 6 new creative clusters. I won't be taking stuff out of the creative clusters because I've already done that in the creative cluster video that I posted. I think I posted that on Friday. Let's see what we are all about with this journal. Is love your life and ways to love it despite what is kind of going on. Let's take a minute to we're just going to flip through the journal, but I wanted to to just kind of remind you guys that every day, we have a beautiful vintage Ida greeting card. It says birthday blessings to you. We've got some salvage script right here from Cassie and Maddie, who we know were Ida's great-grandchildren. This awesome piece here that says relax and enjoy the moment. Go somewhere beautiful, world traveler, go explore, find what brings you joy. Just a great little text sheet for you to make art trading cards or art trading coins. 1930s cookbook. To me, I always love these black and white food imagery photos. And then we have this, stellar new high def imagery food imagery as well. You know, look at that roast. This was from an advertising piece. I thought the word devoured would be really, really appropriate. I like the black and white kind of nature here. And we do have a black and white creative cluster. The poor have little, beggars none, the rich too much, enough not one. That is something to really think about. I really loved all of these little men and ladies that you have right here. All of these little caricatures were just super, super cool. Every day, you know, guys, we have a choice. We can be well, or we can be at a dis-ease. And when you look at the word dis-ease, it's D-I-S-E-A-S-E, dis-ease. Functional dis-easement, from just not being at ease. These are from Deb, and she altered some cards. So she had the front of the card and the back of the card, but she altered the inside. Smart girl, clever, clever. I really love it. In several countries, Friday the 13th is considered unlucky, but in Greece, however, the unfortunate date is Tuesday the 13th, which I thought was really, really interesting. A bit of Agatha Christie Poirot, Polish. I love that. This book was from the late 1800s. It's in great shape. On the go is a nice journal prompt. We can't really be on the go right now. You know, we're still kind of hunkered down, but you know, a lot of people are kind of getting out and getting more accustomed to going again, which is kind of a learning curve. You have to kind of learn how to be out there again. You know, and we were talking about kind of like our everyday path, our everyday joys, the things that we enjoy. You know, we have like this choice, and we can be well and we can be at ease, or we can be unwell and suffering from disease. You know, guys, no matter what your physical or mental state is right now, this is our black and white creative cluster right here. You know, you're in charge of that. You are multifaceted. You've got a lot of layers to you. You've got spiritual layers and metaphysical layers, and you've got mental layers, and all of these, you know, you're made up of layers, and you know, you can control how you feel about a thing. You can't control the thing. You can only control how you feel about it. So, you know, today might be a great day to just feel hopeful and positive and energetic no matter what's going on. This is our leather and lace creative cluster. It is kind of a tribute to Miss Stevie Nicks over here with the lace and the sequins, and you know, all of her absolute beauty. I love to watch her perform. I was very fortunate to be able to see Fleetwood Mac back in the day. I had nosebleed seats, but wouldn't have missed it for the world. And the leather of the leather and lace, Stevie and Don Henley. So I hope you guys really do enjoy that. Of course, we've got all kinds of bookmarks in here, tags. Excuse me. Papers to play with. I really do like this little piece together with the word hopeful. You know, hopefully soon, you know, you might be able to take a bicycle journey. Chris has been looking for a bicycle, and I mean, it's like Walmart is sold out of bicycles. And living so close to the Capitol Trail, we have an endless batch of cyclists who come here. This is, of course, Captain Kirk and Francis Wynne. This is from the Star Trek episode Elaine of Troyes. I just thought that was really super cool. Of course, advertising from a magazine, which I love my magazines. You guys know how much I adore them. We have a little bit of text scrapbook paper for you. A long note to Ida. Salvage script is powerful. You are reading something that is decades old, and you're reading a personal note to another person. To me, that just says, hey, write a story. Write a story about me. Write a story about my adventures. Who am I? Expound on the things that you're reading in this note, in this very personal note. I love these napkins. They've got all kinds of beach imagery on it, and this is a full napkin, so you can cut that baby out and collage. You know, these pages are great for you to collage on as well. We've also talked about, you know, you being able to remove an entire signature and be able to, you know, maybe you want to do a round robin and you can remove this entire signature from your book and, I'm sorry, you guys, and ship it to someone and they can work in it and then they can ship it back to you. So you can round robin that baby. We've got Tangled Up in Blue, which I really do love, love, love this creative cluster. Those are so much fun to put together. They take me like a long time because I want layers in those creative clusters. I want you to open that package and just be blown away by the elements that you find. This is from a vintage catalog from the Shakers. This is actual fabric that the Shakers use to make furniture. I totally love this. Do you remember the Purina cat commercials? That looks like the Purina cat. Look at that baby right there. So sweet. This says, find your rainbow. And I just thought it was the sweetest card to go with this little puppy. I can't really even describe how much I miss my doggy. I had a slight meltdown last week. I was trying to do some cleaning. As you guys know, if you've been over at my Patreon site, you know that I've been doing like a major decluttering and cleaning. And came across something that he had, you know, he had brushed up against a wall. And he brushed up against it so many times that, you know, it's soiled, it's dirty, and just couldn't do it. Just couldn't clean it. That's just all there is to it. You know, that soil was on him, and I need to get to a place where I can, you know, get some things done. Look at that little puppy, so cute. This is from a super old botanical book, and it features plants and animals, and it is just so cool. We've got some donkey imagery here. We got dog imagery, and of course some horses, cows, things like that. There's a little kitten right there. I think this book was from, it seems like it was 1895, maybe, again, in this collection that I got from a lady that lives right down the road. Her auntie died, and just had all of this Polish, a lot of it is religious text. A lot of it is biblical. You know, a lot of it was it's just ancient. I don't know where she got it from, but I think she was 100 years old when she died, so you can kind of see how that might work out. This says hours. This is a map of Barcelona, of Spain, so you can see the Catalonia region and the regions along the coast. I love these kind of map keys that says bike route, boat cruise, van transfer, overnight stays, trip extension. I just love things like that. And think about how many hours it takes to get to Spain, or how you could fill those hours. Another sweet little piece. In spring, some Bavarians traditionally tie baskets of wild strawberries to the horns of their cattle. This offering is to encourage strawberry-loving elves to help the cows have healthy calves and an abundance of milk. And of course, that is from the Farmer's Almanac. Love it. Another beautiful little creative cluster for you. This is more like a chippy stack that you can play with. Lots of images that I gleaned from Ida's greeting cards, as well as a colored index card and a napkin for you to collage with. Kind of dig this, you guys. It says collect beautiful moments. This looks like an abandoned, and it might not be abandoned. I forget where this comes from, but it has that kind of haunted, kind of tumble down look of something, you know, maybe a ranch that people stayed at, maybe a day camp, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, that kind of thing. You know, this stuff that, oh, geez, I just thought about that. You know, day camps, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts aren't going to do that this year. Wow. And that employs a lot of people. Wow. I just thought about that. You know, we were talking about layers, and you know, like every day it's like a layer. You know, another layer and another layer and another layer. This is awesome. This is a letter to Bob and Donna. Now, Donna was Ida's daughter, and Bob was her husband, so it's very super cool to read such intense salvage script, you know. Live well in 2020. This was from a publication in 2019. There you go. You can be snarky and funny about it and laugh, or you can be dark and dismal and dim about it and cry and yell and scream at the TV and all that good stuff. I choose the former rather than the latter. A work of purple. I really do love that. So there we go, my friends. Botanical Beauty 2. Let's take a look at, we're just going to call her Silver Butterfly because she's got another one of those beautiful butterfly charms here. You know, I'm looking at this book. I want to measure it. I thought it was a wee bit big. Botanical Beauty is 7 1/4 instead of 7 inches. So just so you know, 7 1/4 instead of 7 inches. The bead spine was a lot of fun because I gleaned some beads from some upholstery trim that I was not using, and I thought, well, yeah, this has got to be like one of my very favorites in the whole wide world. I mean, look at that. That's just kind of fun, isn't it? You could probably just do bead strands like all day long and never really run out of, you know, ideas or, I mean, you know, the way that they fall together sometimes, the beads that I find. You guys would be appalled because, like, I have 4 small, here, I'll show it to you. Please don't be appalled. But this is how I have my beads arranged, and they aren't arranged. It's just a lot of fun, and I love going through here and kind of, you know, finding the beads that I love and want to use. I'm not fussed about organizing my beads because to me that kind of takes the fun out of the whole sensory experience of trying to find like the perfect bead. And yes, it does take a lot longer, but it's okay because I enjoy that process. Again, another little fiddly closure. We just got to be careful with her. Fresh flowers every day. I finished my wildflower walk. Now, we had a huge wildflower walk at the berry patch, which closed last week because the strawberries played out. But I really wanted to do something along my sidewalk at my house. And I have a beautiful brick sidewalk that the man who lived here for years and years and years was a retired master gardener. And so he has like sidewalks. He poured his own concrete. He made his own stepping stones. And Chris, oddly, has followed in his footsteps because he's done a lot of that. Over the past, you know, since the thing came and he was out of work for so long. I dig these kind of elements in the books because it's just fun. You know, the imagery is cool, the advertising is cool, you know, and it gives you a little handy hint. I mean, how fun is that? It was from Miss R. It's from a Singer Sewing book. Another contribution from Miss D. We all need someone who gives us the courage to be who we're meant to be. I absolutely love that. A little bit of butterfly imagery for you. Nana Rags is Miss R. Special Love. Refrigerator cakes. Mosaic chocolate refrigerator cake. Maple nut refrigerator cake. Did you have a special love for cake? Did your nana make you cake, or your nanny make you cake, or your grandma or your mama? And what kind of cake did you like? So these books are not, they're not just like fun to play with. Yes, they're fun to play with. But the thing is, you can learn from them. You can pull out these pages, read the articles. You can use them to evoke a memory. You know, and when we evoke memories, then that's, you know, it's kind of like inviting your past to make an appearance. And maybe you want to work through something, you know, maybe there's a sticking point, or you feel stuck with something, you want to find a resolution, then these books are great prompts to do just that thing. This awesome piece of Amelia Earhart, 1897 to 1937. Goodness me, didn't she do a lot in 40 years? The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. I absolutely love this imagery, and this imagery all together. The quote says, I have often said that the lure of flying is the lure of beauty. Can you imagine the things that she saw such, you know, very early in aviation history? Turn your phone off for a couple of hours today and put it away. There's a little coloring page on, oh, there is no coloring page on the back of here. This is one of Miss R's little altered cards that she saved from being thrown in the trash can. Love that. Speaking of saved, we have the word right there. This is another botanical piece. These are not like, these aren't printables, you know, these aren't something that I got from a website and printed and put in the book. These are actual pages from an actual 1895 book, and they are absolutely beautiful. And you've got the word save right here. Day. Or a lot of people post about, what day is it? What day is it? I don't know what day it is. You know, everything kind of runs together after a certain point. There was just something about this hot chocolate that I really did like, so I tucked that into a corner. Another sweet creative cluster here. This is kind of a chippy creative cluster. I think we call this Beautiful Blossoms or something like that. Of course, you know, a cluster is an awesome way to wake up in the morning. So you got your coffee, kind of half awake, don't really want to drag things out onto your desk. I don't know how you guys feel about your desk. At night, I spend 10 minutes cleaning up my art office. I spend 10 minutes cleaning up anything that's downstairs. That means doing all the dishes, setting up the coffee for the next morning. I clear everything. I have to, when I come in my office in the morning, I have to have clear spaces, nothing on the desk. And that's when a creative cluster is so much fun, because you can work through it, and you don't have to drag out a whole lot of stuff. You know, you just have a glue stick and some scissors, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, you've got a piece that you can totally construct with what is in the creative cluster bag there. A single fact is worth a shipload of argument. I believe that should be S-H-I-T, but it's okay. We're very PC. A single fact is worth a shipload of argument. Boy, facts. That's been convoluted lately, has it not, my friends? I don't know what to... I figured that was why I was feeling so out of sorts the past couple weeks. It's because you just don't know what to believe or who to believe. Even the people in charge don't really seem to have their ship together. Okay, so done with that. Where do polar bears vote? At the North Pole. P-O-L-L. A little election humor for you. This has got to be one of my favorite things I've ever put together. You know, it just fell together, and oh my gosh, isn't it awesome when things just fall together? The journal prompt is magical, and it's gemstones, and it just really turned out so well. I think that was a little chippy that I did. Kind of love the You know, I love all of the colors of this lavender, purple, a dark lavender, a deep purple. These are just so much fun. Let's learn about plants, right? 1985 success with houseplants is just one of the best things in the whole wide world. And I think you got it for like $2 at thrift store. I miss thrift stores. Special is your journal prompt, and it is on a piece of vintage Singer Sewing How to Sew manual. What was a special thing? Now, my mom made my clothes, so I grew up wearing what she made. I also wore a ton of hand-me-downs. I had cousins that would hand things down to me. That really worked for me, because when I was about 12, I stopped growing. I do not know why, but that's what happened. So it's always like the recipient of all kinds of awesome hand-me-downs. Did not bother me, not one bit, because that is when you wore hand-me-downs. You didn't get like new stuff. You either had something your mama made or something somebody handed down to you. I remember the times I got new clothes. I got an outfit when I started junior high, and it was a pink pair of polyester pants, and it was a little, the shirt had puffed sleeves, it tied in the back. You guys know what I'm talking about, and it had strawberries on it. So I remember, you know, going into 7th grade wearing that outfit, because my mom really took me to Ivy's and bought me something special because I was going to junior high school. The Tangled Up in Blue Creative Cluster. Love that one. Thank you, Miss C. The largest water lily in the world grows leaves up to 10 feet in diameter. I thought that was just wildness, y'all. Another leather and lace creative cluster. An ode to Stevie and Don Henley. Don't we love us some Stevie Nicks? Salvage script right here. An altered card. More salvage script here. A little bit from A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. Have not read that book, but I would like to. Again, with the food imagery, you know, it must have been terribly hard to make a black and white image look appetizing at all. This is a fresh rhubarb refrigerator cake. I'm growing rhubarb, and it's just now reddening, and I know I'm not supposed to pick it and use it. You're supposed to let it wait for a year. I can't. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to go out and pick it as soon as I can and make like a rhubarb slushy or a rhubarb pie or something like that. Rhubarb does taste like strawberries, which is super cool. I like this hint too. Freeze leftover coffee in ice cube trays for use later in iced coffee. Only I'm confused by the words leftover coffee. Leftover coffee. Does anybody know what that means? Chime in if you do. Ready with a smile. I like the way these greens work so nicely together. I have lots of art trading cards, art trading coins, places for you to write, things to read, things to explore, things to learn about. Love grows here. I love that one. A creative cluster here. This is the black and white creative cluster. You're going to either have the word black, dim, or dark, because those were all the beads that I could come up with that might have a dark kind of connotation to it. So just all kinds of fun things to play with. You've got napkins, you've got a bit of metallic ribbon here, some fabrics, and of course these images from the Wall Street Journal magazine, which I love. My friend saves that for me. He is just awesome. I miss my kitty cats. I miss going down and seeing them. Their mommy and daddy are usually gone 2 to 3 months a year, and they aren't going anywhere right now, and I sure do miss my kitties. They aren't going to know me next time I'm there. Let's say be sad. Add diced apple or brown sugar to sauerkraut to eliminate some of the bitterness. To me, sauerkraut, the bitterness is the actual good stuff in sauerkraut. Sauerkraut's really good for your gut. Make your tummy feel better. My tummy did not feel good yesterday. I ate corn. I know better, but I did it anyway because I was really, really hungry, and I had a bag of mixed vegetables in the fridge. I dumped it into a bowl. I had some Brussels sprouts left, so I put Brussels sprouts in there. Oh my gosh, I paid for it yesterday, my friends. I'm drinking mint tea today to calm that sucker down. Eggplant was once thought to cause insanity if eaten, earning it the nickname the Mad Apple. Ooh, I like those words together. The Mad Apple. Sounds like a bar, doesn't it? The Mad Apple. And your last creative cluster is a butterfly creative cluster. We've got fabric, we've got napkins, we've got wood elements, and lots of chippy bits for you to play with. My friends, these books will be in the shop a little later on today, as soon as I can get them photographed and listed in the Etsy store. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope that you will have a super pleasant Monday Moon Day. Remember, only you can make it so. So disengage from that TV, disengage from that phone, make yourself happy. You are an innate spiritual human being that was created uniquely to be you. Be the best you can be. Love you guys lots. See you soon.